Hi guys, and welcome to my Need for Speed The Run review. I've played this game on both the PC and the PS3, and apart from the high resolution that you do get with the PC one, there's no real major differences. Now, Need for Speed The Run was actually created using the Frostbite 2 engine from, as we well know, is used for Battlefield 3. I must say, when I first heard this, I was a bit worried, but now that I've got the game, I have to say those worries have been eroded, because they have used the Frostbite 2 engine brilliantly. The graphics in this game are really well done. Truthfully, the car models aren't the best, but the environmental graphics are absolutely brilliant. There's a scene later in the game where you're driving down this hill and this avalanche comes down, and it's absolutely one amazing point in the game, though sadly it seems to be the only time that it has that kind of thing, and I think they could have used this kind of idea a bit more throughout the game. The handling definitely is on the arcade side. It's a fun arcade racer, and it's basically about you being Jack, who's owed money to the mob as you start off in the game, and you have to basically outrun them throughout this race. So the whole point of the race is to win. Apparently it's to win 25 million, but your cut of that's 10%, so $2.5 million. When you look at the amount of machinery that you use, you probably use that money up just paying for the cars that you crash during this race. And basically you're going from, I think, San Francisco through Chicago to New York, finishing at New York. So it's an interesting race. You do race through many different environments, cityscapes, the countryside, mountain areas, snow. So there's a good variety in scenery as you race between two cities. Now, the game also has these points during kind of quick time events, which is very basic and very simple to use. You just press X when it needs to, and it doesn't vary that around like, say, in God of War, so that's not always the same button. In this one you always know what to press, so they're thrown in there kind of to build the story, but it doesn't really add to it, and to me wasn't really necessary. But the game itself is pretty good. The sound and the look of the cars, you've got a lot of variety in cars as you unlock them as you play through the game. You can change cars while you're racing by just driving into a petrol station, and you then change to a different car if you get bored of the car that you're currently driving. Some of the cars are quite easy to drive, and some of them are probably too hard to drive. I think that they've tried to make the handling difficult, but at the end of the day it comes over a bit not so good. But the game's good fun, but there are some negatives and some frustrating points to this racing game that to me are almost a game breaker. Now, the main frustration that I have with this game is how it resets, because sometimes you can go quite off the track until it resets you. But the other problem is sometimes you only have to put a wheel off the road and it'll reset your street. Just like one wheel off the road, you just drifted slightly wide out of a corner. I've had it a couple of times where I just put my rear wheel off the road and it reset me, which is very frustrating. The other frustrating point of this game is the very obviously use of rubber band racing. As you know what that means. That basically just means that it doesn't matter how great you are, how fast you are, the cars behind you will catch you up. Though it does help you if you've fallen behind, because it helps you catch up to the car in front as well. So it's a good feature, but also a very annoying feature and frustrating, I find. The other frustrating thing is that you're driving a $1 million, for instance, a Lamborghini Aventador or something like that. Not quite $1 million. In Australia it almost is. And the police in these pretty boring old cop cars manage to catch up way too quickly. And their cars like a Ford Taurus. There's no way a Ford Taurus can catch up to a Lamborghini, but somehow their cars have got supersonic power, so they can catch up. And the cops are done reasonably well. That I think is a bit overdone in some aspects and kind of distracts from the actual racing aspect of this game. No, the cop chases are good, don't get me wrong, I just think they're just slightly overdone. As are the mob races, when you've got the mobs chasing after you. Though there are some pretty epic battles in this, and the very final race, when you're racing to win the whole race, is a pretty epic race. So yes, multiplayer I haven't played too much in, but it just seems basically like a time trial. I haven't really done too much. The buddy system, so if your friends are playing this game, you can see if you beat their time for a certain track. So that's always great fun to dabble with. Okay guys, so yeah, game is good, but these frustrating, especially the resetting issue, where you have to take a tie off, just does distract from the enjoyment of this game. So, I'm not saying not to get this game, just be prepared for some frustration with this. I do hope that they do patch this issue out with the way too easy to reset. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Now, if I'm going to give this, some of these other video reviewers don't like giving scores, so I will actually give this a score out of 10. And it's an enjoying arcade game that's fun to play. Graphics are great. Car models aren't the best, truthfully. I can't see the point of buying the DLC of the cars, because there's no real difference between them unless you're just like looking at one of the cars that you have to buy for DLC. But to give this game a rating out of 10, I'll have to give this game truthfully a 6.5. Still an enjoyable game, but does have its flaws. Okay guys, I think I've gone on for long enough. Thank you for watching, and look forward to hearing your comments, or not hearing, viewing your comments below. Catch you later.